Wow, what a beautiful start for today, guys. What a beautiful start. I mean, it's just something that I love as well is, in visualization, guys, it's not just visualizing, yourself there, but as well, you can really the remembrance of God, of the goodness of God, of what he's been able to do in your life, it really hits home. It's like you can visualize yourself there too, but when you remember all that God has done in your life and his goodness and his remembrance comes, like, that anything is possible with him. Like, if it's not with God, I don't want it, right? Like, if God is not in the first place, if he's not in the beginning, I want nothing to do with it. Because when you just worship and you visualize and you meditate in his presence, in his psalms, right, like you go back to the remembrance, you go back to his goodness, you go back to what he's been able to do in your life. And you look at 10K, you're looking at it from a God's point of view, and you're like, this is easy. Like, because now you're in God's point of view, you're looking at things from his place. Like, it's just so beautiful going back to his remembrance, going back to his goodness, and being like, I can do all things with him. Like, if I believe, all things are possible, not just, I can do this if, through my own strength. No, it's like, if I lean on him, if I glorify God, right, all things are possible. 10K is done. It's a wrap, right? So, man, that just spoke to my spirit, and I wanted to share it with you. It's just like, when you're worshiping and you're visualizing, it's so beautiful to see yourself, right, as a 10K, but it's also so great to go out there and remember what God has been able to do in your life, the goodness that he brings about in your life, seeing where you are right now and how he's been able to carry you, right? You've been able to overcome, right? You've been able to overcome. And if you're going through something here today, if you're going through something right now, I want you to know that through him, all things are possible. Through him, right, you are going to overcome, right? He's overcame everything. He's overcame evil, right, with good. So I love you guys. We're going to go ahead and jump straight into it. We had two beautiful songs where we were worshiping, we were visualizing, but let's go ahead and jump straight into today's training. Have a notebook and pen. I'm ready to go over some good stuff. I'm going to try to, put everything together, crumble everything together. So everybody can leave here fired up. We are now halfway, right, towards into the month of August, right? August 31st is the last day. And I don't know, yesterday we talked about a very great topic. We talked about the pitch to going 1K. If you guys haven't seen that, I put up the recordings on the chats. It was a very good technique, right? A very good way for you guys to accumulate. Just really quickly, guys, I want you to drop some 111s on the chat if you've been applying it already, right? If you were on yesterday's call and you started to apply it, I want you to drop some 111s on the chat. If you didn't, right, what I want you to do is go rewatch it right after today's call, and then start right after this call, rewatch it and start the process, right, of going ahead and, the process of the pitch of going to 1K in 72 hours. So I don't really see too many 111. So if you haven't, go back and watch it, right? What I've done is I've laid it out for you guys to accumulate prospects, right? For you guys to have prospects in your table, right, in your hand, for you guys to go out there and go 1K. But what I'm going to talk about here today, guys, is I'm going to talk about recruiting 101, like what it takes to start recruiting, right? What it is to recruit. And the topic for today, guys, is beast mode recruiting, right? Because yesterday we talked about what it really takes to go 1K. Like, what is it that you have to do? But you also got to know that there's a beast inside of you. You also got to know you got to unleash that beast. And how does recruiting really work? Like, what does it take to become a top recruiter? And that's what I'm going to talk about here in the next 20 minutes that I'm with you guys, next 15, 20 minutes that I'm with you guys here before we go about our day. And I want you guys to understand that recruiting, guys, it really just starts with you, right? And then also understanding recruiting, like recruiting is just starting with you. Everything starts with you, but recruiting really starts with you. And I'll tell you exactly why. I want you to answer this question. Are you a person worth following? Right? Because we've all heard, yeah, people buy people, right? People don't buy what you do, people buy what you say, or people buy what you say, they don't buy what you do, right? So I want you to really answer that question. Are you really a person worth following? Because you need to become that person that's attractive to other people, right? You need to become that person, right? Before you even pick up the phone, before you even start, right, with the pitch, you need to understand that, are you a person worth following, right? And good traits about that is, are you a person that's plugging into all the Akashic's live sessions? Are you a person that's plugging in on the group chats, right? Because if you're a person worth following, right, then guess what? People want to join people that, right, are attractive. People want to join people that are fired up. If you're not fired up, guess what? You got to fire yourself, right? Excitement. I want you to write this down. Excitement will attract people. So sometimes, guys, you got to take, these are limitations that go through our mind. You guys ready? I don't know enough people, right? A lot of us say, oh, well, hey, I don't know what this person is going to say. We start to judge. And guess what? The only person that can judge is the word, is not even God can judge. Judgment comes from the word of God, right? So I need you guys to understand, stop judging. Those are limitations that we're putting in our own mind, guys. Those are limitations that are stopping us from greatness, because recruiting starts with you. You need to delete all those limitations. Or here's a better one. Oh, in my area, right, I don't know too many people. Or in my area, people, right, are going to think it's a scam. People don't believe in what it is that we do. Those are all limitations that we're putting on ourselves. And you got to understand that those are all things that are all made up in your mind. Those things don't exist, right? Those things are only things that you are putting out there, right, through your thoughts. And you got to delete all those things. You got to become fired up, right? You got to become excited. You got to get excited about what we have here. I mean, look at all the great educators that are feeding people every single day, right, with our trade alerts. Like last night, we took a gold trade on the app, right? And everybody made money. The whole entire team made money. So here's the thing, that you take that trade because, are you a person worth following? If you're not taking the trade, if you're not active on the group chats, that's the first step, because recruiting starts with you, right? People follow people that know where it is that they're going, right? So people want to follow people that are going somewhere. Write that down. People want to follow people that are going somewhere. So if you don't even know where you're going, are you a person that's worth following, right? Are you like, they want to follow a leader that knows exactly where it is that they're going. And it starts with you. It starts with you showing up. It starts with you knowing, right? Hey, I got to get fired up. You don't need to know what to say to people. You don't need to know the exact words. You don't need to become the best inviter, right? You don't even need to know what to say. But the excitement, guys, the fire in you is what's going to attract people to you, right? To your business. It's what's going to attract people, right? Because you're excited, because you're fired up. Go back. Maybe you've been in the industry, or maybe you've been in the company, right, for a month. Maybe you've been in the industry for a couple of years. You got to go back to that feeling of how it felt when you first started, and you need to get fired up, man. Every single day, I put myself in that emotion, because I know if not, the things of this world, or the people of this world, right, are going to lower my vibrations, are going to lower my thought process. And my thoughts are only coming, right, in according to what God says and to what God's thoughts are, right? That's the only thing I want to align myself with, because that's the highest form of vibration. God is love. Love is the highest form of vibration. So you got to get yourself in that fire, guys. You got to get yourself, right, excited, because excited is what's going to bring the people in your business. If you have low energy, nobody's going to want to join your business. If you're not excited for what MDC has to offer, if you're not excited for Akashics, if you're not excited for our educators, right, well, then guess what? Nobody's going to want to join your business, because it's the excitement, guys. That's the first thing. It starts with you. If you're not excited, people are not going to be attracted to you, right? It's like the law of opposites. They're going to be repelling. So when you talk to somebody about the opportunity, the first thing is they see your energy, right? Communication really starts with energy, not even with your words. So you got to understand, is your energy right? Or maybe there's something, right, that's going through your life. And guess what? We all go through things, right? We all go through, certain situations, certain circumstances, but you can't let that, rule your emotions, rule your state. You can't let it control you, because you got to understand, you're the leader that is going to take people where they want to go. And people want to follow people that are going somewhere, right? People follow Sai because they know she's going somewhere. People follow Anna Paulina Bosch because they know she's going somewhere. They know she has a goal. They know she has, a place, a goal. She wants to impact, thousands of people through the skill set of trading. So they want to follow her, right? So you got to go out there and you got to stop depending on all the things out there in this world, right? To build momentum. A lot of things other people do is, right, they start depending on things of the company, a convention, right, to start building momentum. Well, guess what? You need to become the momentum. You need to create the momentum, because if you don't create the momentum, you're always going to be in this cycle of waiting for a new product to come out. When's the next event, right? So I can get fired up. No, you need to fire yourself up so that way you can fire up others, right? Once you become refreshed, then you can refresh others. It's the same principle here, guys. You got to fire yourself up. You got to get excited, right? Because you got to understand that you are the creator of the momentum of your life in this business and in every other area too. The momentum in your trading, the momentum in your health. It's the same thing with health, guys. I know we have a lot of people here that are body melt, Exitrem, right? You guys can take the Exitrem, but it takes more than just taking the Exitrem. You got to eat good. You got to exercise, right? You got to make sure you're taking care of God's temple. This is not yours. This is God's temple, right? Like, you got to understand that you got to get yourself right in every area, because you can be selling Exitrem but eating at McDonald's. You get what I'm saying? Like, are you a person really worth following, right? So you got to ask yourself that question. Are you a person really worth following, right? Are you creating discipline in every single area? Write this down. Discipline is giving yourself a command and following it, right? That's what discipline is. So it's like, okay, if I'm going to be all in, I'm going to become a 10K here in August. That's the goal, guys. We're not just writing it to write it. We're doing it to do it, right? Like, that's our goal. We're creating that. Write the vision, make it plain for those who see it, right? We'll run. We're writing it down so we can see the vision, right? So you guys gotta also say, I got to do my part, right? I talk about it's a partnership with God. God can't do it alone. You can't do it by yourself, right? It's like both you guys together, and then you guys can do it together. And through him, everything, you can accomplish everything, right? For those who believe, it's all possible. But it's a you and him type of thing, right? So you got to create the discipline in the areas. It's like, okay, if I'm going to go become a beast recruiter through health, I'm going to recruit through Akashics. Okay, well then guess what? If I'm going to become a 10K, I better make sure that my proper risk is right. I better make sure that my psychology is right. I better make sure I'm hopping on Asia sessions, Maddie sessions, right? I better make sure I'm hopping on Anna Paulina sessions. I better make sure I'm hopping on Sai sessions. If you're dominating health, okay, cool, you can buy the Exitrem, but if you're buying fast food, if you're not exercising every single day, right? Well, then are you a person worth following, right? Are you a person are you like doing it to do it, or are you really fired up? Because if you're really fired up, you'll create the discipline in the areas that you'll be excited. And it's the excitement that will go ahead and that's the excitement that will go ahead and attract people into your business, right? People buy you and then they buy the products. I want you to write that down. People buy you. They buy Elizabeth. They buy Marcus, they buy Shannon, like they're buying into you. And then thereafter, it's easy to believe in MDC. Why? Because we have great products. We have Exitrem, we have Akashics, we have the Fuel Factor X, we have the Body Melt line. So you got to first understand, to become a great recruiter, they got to buy into you. And if they're going to buy into you, are you a person that's really worth following, right? Are you giving out a good image? Are you a person of increase? Are you posting good things on social media, right? These are all things. These are all aspects, and I'm helping you guys with this so you can understand that after this call, you got to become that person that people want to follow, right? Because you're excited, right? You're disciplined, right? You're showing up. You're doing everything that a leader, all the characteristic, work ethic, pleasing personality, right? Having a good heart, right? Those are all good personalities in a leader that people want to follow, and you guys got to carry them, right? You got to have that pleasing personality. You got to have a strong work ethic. You got to have integrity. Integrity is, hey, if I'm going to take this business serious, I'm not going to miss a Zoom call. If I have a company opportunity call on Thursday night, I'm going to make sure if I'm going to say I'm going to bring 3 people onto the call, I'm going to get 3 prospects on there, and I'm not going to stop calling until I get my 3 prospects on there. I'm not going to stop with the pitch, right, that we went over yesterday until I get my 3 prospects on tonight's call. That's integrity. Integrity is also, telling somebody the truth. Like, hey, trading, there's a risk. If you come into this, you got to make sure you have proper risk. You got to make sure you don't over leverage. You got to make sure your psychology is right. You got to make sure your emotions aren't all over the place, but you got to first attain it, right? Because if you don't first attain it, are you really worth a person following? So these are all things that are making you better as a person all around, right? Because people first buy you, and then they buy My Daily Choice. Then they buy the products, but they're joining you guys. They're joining your business. They're joining, right, you. So you got to believe in you, right? Do you believe in you, right? Because if I can do it, guys, I'm telling you, you can do it as well. You just got to be convicted. You got to believe. And it really just first starts with what I was kind of just talking about. It just first starts with your vision, guys. It starts with your vision. Your vision has to be huge, right? It needs to be so attractive that it's not just only for you, right? Not only are you chasing it, not only are you chasing that vision, but there's people in the organization following that vision, right? Jenna, she has a vision of 100 super affiliates, right? That's her vision. And that's what I'm following. That's what I'm building. That's what I'm going after, right? So you need to have a vision, right? That's greater than just a car. You need to have a vision that's just like, okay, I'm going to become financially free. You got to set a goal, right, of how many people you're going to help. You got to make it bigger than you. It doesn't just have to be how many people you're going to help, but create a vision that is gonna be bigger than just you, that you're not the only one chasing it. Because if you're the only one chasing it, well, then guess what? It's gonna be very easy for you to quit. It's gonna be very easy, right, for people to fall off, because you need to create a vision, right, where you can build on it and you can multiply it, right? You can build on that vision and then you can multiply it because other people are chasing that vision. Man, I want to help 1,000 people with the skill set of trading, right? I want to set 1,000 lives free, right? Through, 9 to 5s. What's your vision? What's something that you're chasing? You got to take that vision, you got to build it, and you got to multiply. Now, remember, with that vision, guess what? Guess what comes with it? We talked about it in one of the calls. I forgot. I think it was becoming the best version of yourself, right? It comes pain. It comes with pain. You're going to have pain. You're going to have people, right, tell you certain things that you don't like to hear. The pain comes with the vision, right? You're going to have your physical pain and you're going to have the vision that God placed in your heart, which has to be just bigger than yourself. I'm telling you guys that right now. If it's not bigger than yourself, you're going to do yourself damage, because you can fall off. Other people can stop chasing it. Like, it needs to be bigger than you. Now, if you experience pain with the vision, well, guess what? That just means you're getting better. Write that down. You're just getting better and you're growing, right? So that vision, that pain is just a confirmation for the vision. But for that vision, you need to have pain. And that pain is what gets you better. And it also is what's growing yourself, right? If you don't go through pain, if you don't go through rejection, if you don't go through tribulations, if you don't go through, right, people telling you, hey, I'm not going to do this. Your best friend telling you, I'm not going to join the business. If you don't go through that pain, it's not going to get you better. It's not going to make you stronger. It's not going to help you grow, right? It's the pain. It's how, when we fall, it's how fast we get right back up, right? We talk about no pain, no gain, right? So you got to understand that the pain, right, that also goes into the next thing I'm talking about, right? Making a list is going to be painful, right? Like picking up a paper, picking up a pen, and creating a list of names. And what your goal is to do is to get up to 100, right? This is a numbers game, right? Write this down. It's not about how quick you rank up. It's not about how quick you hit a rank. It's about how quick you master the business. That's what it's all about. That's the concept right here in My Daily Choice. It's not about you hitting 10K, how fast you can hit it. It's all about how quick you can master, right, making a list. It's about how quick you can master prospecting, the pitch, what we talked about yesterday. The only way you're going to get better is by doing it, is by actually doing it. I saw the chat box. Let's be real. Nobody dropped 1-1-1s. So that's the first thing. Did you apply what was talked about on yesterday's call? So if you didn't apply, are you a person worth following? Because I did. I went out there. I got 2-3 personal enrollments, but I exposed, guys, 30 people yesterday. I showed the plan to 30 people, right? I got 2 enrollments. Check the leaderboard every single month. I'm doing the work. I'm doing what's necessary, right? I talked about that yesterday. You got to do more than what's necessary. You can't just do, right, the very minimum. You can't just do what's required. You got to do more than what's required. And more than what's required is setting that list of 100 people, doing the messages, right? Hey, I have a question. What's your goal for the end of 2023, right? Is it your health? Is it to make more money? Is it to save more money, right? Okay, now you know, now you have them on your list, but you got to make that 100-person list, because the objection is to go through the numbers, right? Inviting, it just really comes down to, guys, while you're doing this, it really just comes down to how fired up you are. It's about getting fired up. It's about getting excited. When you're fired up, guys, write this down. When you're excited, everybody wants to know about your business. Everybody wants to know. I haven't even posted on Instagram. I'm going to start doing that today. I even got Steve on my butt, like, yo, what's going on? And I'm like, I'm over here in Phoenix. It's 8 a.m., man. But he, like, the whole point of this is you got to make sure when you're fired up, right? When you're excited, everybody wants to know, right? Why is that? Because now you're coming from a place of high vibrations. You're not letting, right, everything that's going on in your life. You're not letting what your mom is telling you. You're not letting a current, circumstance that you're going through. No, you're fired up about your business. I'm excited. When a TP hits, celebrate that thing. Go on the chat box, drop your results, even if it's a demo, right? When you're taking Exitrem and you're seeing your gut not be so bloated, celebrate it, right? Because that's what creates excitement. Celebration creates that excitement. And when you celebrate, everything in your life starts to accelerate, right? Everything starts to flow. Everything starts to come about. But if you don't celebrate, you're not getting excited, right? Celebration is an act of, I'm excited. I'm celebrating what God is doing. I'm celebrating what God put in my life. I'm fired up. I'm excited. That's what's going to get people intrigued about, man, let me see what Elizabeth is doing in her business. Let me see what Shannon, right, is doing, because Shannon's so fired up. She doesn't stop talking about it. She doesn't stop posting about it. Obviously, you don't want to bombard your Instagram, right? That's why we have our social media mastery on Saturdays that you want to be plugging into, because we got Marianne and Aliana that are showing you how to do it the right way, how to not spam people and have 100 posts on your Instagram. So you got to make sure you're utilizing all the tools if you want to become a master recruiter. That's another thing right there. I didn't have it organized. I'm just going from the top of my head, guys. So write that down. You gotta utilize all the tools and resources that we have to become a master recruiter. You got to utilize the social media masteries, because they're going to show you how to organize your Instagram. Yes, you got to be fired up and excited, right? But you also got to organize it. You got to put it together, right? You got to utilize all the tools and resources that you have. Social media, right? Also, social media, Facebook, Instagram, those are all great tools, right? A great tool too is going through your warm market, going through your cold market. We talked about the pitch yesterday, right? But you got to understand that when you're fired up, people want to know about your business. The only reason why people don't know about your business right now is because you're not excited about it. You're not posting about it. You're not getting it out there, right? If I open up a restaurant right now, if I open up my own restaurant, and I'm excited, but I also got 100 grand on the line, I'm going to let everybody know about that restaurant because I'm excited. I'm fired up. I believe in that restaurant. I know it's going to thrive. I know it's going to flourish. But do you believe in what we have here? Do you believe that we have the best opportunity? I want to know from you guys. Drop a yes or a no. Do you believe we have the best opportunity in the world right here with My Daily Choice, in the best industry of trading, in the best industry of health, in the best industry, right, of network marketing? Do you believe that we have the best opportunity in the whole entire world, right? And if the answer is yes, well, then you got to get fired up about it. You got to use the tools and resources, right? You got to get excited. You got to understand that people only follow people with strength. It's the truth. If you want to be followed, you got to be strength. The strength comes from God, but you got to be strong. You got to be excited, right? You got to talk a lot. You got to talk to a lot of people in a short amount of time. When you're strengthened up, when you're excited, this is natural energy, no coffee. This is 8 a.m. pure coffee. Pure coffee, no coffee, right? Pure God. And then being on this call, being excited about everybody's goals right here on this call. That's what it is. But when you have that excitement, when you're fired up, you can talk to a lot of people in a short amount of time. That's the secret. Write that down. Talk to a lot of people in a short amount of time. That's what you got to do. We got a beautiful opportunity called tonight. And guess what? Your job is not to explain. Your job is to become a master inviter. Your job is through your energy, through you getting fired up, right? That's what's going to do. That's going to attract the people, and you're just going to alley-oop. You're going to let them see the information by a master presenter, right? A master presenter. Tonight, there's going to be a master presenter showing the information to a whole bunch of people. But if you're not talking to a lot of people in a short amount of time, here's the thing. You were talking to a little bit of people in a long period of time. That's what we're doing. That's the difference between somebody hitting 10K and somebody hitting 1K in 30 days. That's it. There's no other. It's not being a speaker. It's not good looking, right? I know I'm great looking, but that's not it. That's not it, right? You just got to make sure you're talking to a lot of people in a short amount of time. Talk to more people, right? Going out there and letting people know about your business. Is your business open 24/7? Your job is not to invite. It's not to explain. Your job is to be a master inviter and put them in front of the master presenter, because the master presenter will get them to say, yes, this is the perfect opportunity for you. Yes, this is for you. It's time to rock and roll, right? The mentality when you're going through this list, guys, this is it right here. When you're going through people, when you're sorting through the numbers, the mentality that you got to have is this is it right here. Please write this down. This is a mentality that needs to be going through your mind, through your head at all times. I'm going to make it with or without anybody. That's what you have to do, because now you're training your mind that I got a list of people, but you're going to expect no's, right? You got to expect no's, because when you get your first no, you can't stop, right? You can't just say, this is not for me, right? That's what a lot of people do. You got to have a desire to win. You got to have a desire to win. You can't let those limitations from, I come from a place where people don't believe in this. I come from a place, right, where people think this is a scam. And I come from a place where, people are going to tell me no to this. Those are the limitations. You got to have the desire to win. You got to build that list. You got to build the image in your mind, and you got to go out there and have the mentality that every person that you talk to, I'm going to make it. And guess what? Communicate that to them, because that's what's going to create a fear of loss. Like, hey, I'm going to make this thing happen. Now you're convicted. Now you believe. Now you're putting it out there with your words. When you're talking to your prospect, you don't have to explain it, but you can let them know, hey, I'm going to make this thing happen with or without anyone, with or without you. But I want you to come along with me, and I want to do this together. You told me your goal was health. Well, listen, I'm going to make this thing happen. I'm fired up. I'm excited. And I want you to come along, but I need you to see the information. I need to see if you're qualified to do this. Let me see if you're qualified to do this. Boom, that person's going to be, what? I got to be qualified to do this? They're going to get on the opportunity, and they're going to qualify them. I can do this. All right, perfect. Let's get you started. Right after the presenter's done, you don't ask questions. You just say, hey, let's get you started. Here's the link. Let's start your business today. That's what I do. I just say, hey, let's get you started. I talked to somebody I prospected in Dunkin' Donuts in Miami, right? He saw me. I was on MetaTrader. He's like, hey, he prospected himself. That's another thing. Tools and resources. Are you putting your tools and resources out there for people to see it, right? Because if you are, then your business is open 24/7. Now I have people prospecting me because I have my app open like this. And he's like, hey, you trade stocks? I'm like, yeah, I trade stocks. You want to know about it? Yeah, perfect. I've actually been wanting to. That's how God works. He puts the right people in your life. But if you don't do your part, it's a partnership, then guess what? It ain't going to work, right? He puts the right people in the circumstances and the situations you think the least of. I'm here buying a coffee at Dunkin' Donuts back in Miami, and he's prospecting me, right? And I just told him, hey, man, This is the link. This is what you're going to get. Let's get you started. But I'm excited. I'm fired up. He's like, hey, I'm ready. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and rock and roll. He got started. He was one of the 3 people that got started with me yesterday, and I prospected him 2-3 days ago. So here's another thing, right? You got to understand that the fortune is in the follow-up. Maybe they won't get started right there, and don't get discouraged, right? If they see the information and they don't say yes right there, well, then perfect. You know what you do? You put them in your planner and you say, hey, from a 1 through 10, how serious are you on doing this? Hey, well, I'm a 7 or 8. All right, that's close enough. Well, when's a great day that we can get you started? When are you going to have the money? And put them in your calendar, because the fortune in this business, the magic in this business is in the follow-up. You're not going to 99% of the time get somebody in when they first see the business, right? The goal is to do that. That's the goal, right? Because that's why you utilize your mentor. That's why you utilize me, and we do our part to get them started on the spot. But now you got to do your part, and you got to have a planner, and you got to make sure you put those names in the planner, right? And even if you present it to them on that day, put them there so you can go back to your planner and say, oh, wow, Pepito, I talked to Pepito 5 days ago. Let me hit him up. Maybe, there's something in his life that has changed. And I can tell you right now, I've done that with some of the people right now in my business that are exploding in my business because I followed up. Brianna Brooks, she's in my business because I followed up with her 20 times, not once, not twice, not 3 times. And that's a pinnacle leader right there, right? I don't know if she's on this call, but she's a pinnacle leader. She's about to hit 5K right now, but I followed up with her 20 times. And in the 20th time, she said yes. But because I was consistent, because I was fired up, because I was excited, she's like, even though he's been trying to get me into this thing, he's just excited, man. Let me see what he's actually doing. And she looked into the business, right? She said, you know what? The business, she then bought into the business, but she first bought into me. She bought into my energy. She bought into my excitement. She bought into me being fired up, right? I followed up with her. I did my part. I knew God was going to place the right people in my life, but I had to do my part. And then guess what happened? She bought into MDC. She said, this is the company. I'm going to go all in. So that's a prime example right there, guys, that you just got to show the business to a lot of people in a short amount of time. You got to have that desire to win, right? People told me, hey, Ann, you can't do this. I had my parents tell me you can't do this. I had my best friends say, hey, I'm not doing that. You're not going to be successful in this. And you got to have that conviction, right? You don't have to just be perfect. You just got to be passionate, guys, right? You don't have to be perfect in this business. All you got to do is be passionate. The 2 P's. You got to be passionate and you got to be patient. If you're passionate, you're going to show the business to a lot of people in a short period of time. Utilize the resources, the opportunity calls. We got one tonight. Pack that thing out, man. Get excited. Send the link out. We're gonna drop the information for the op call, right, that we're gonna have here today, right? And then get patient with it. Don't get hard on yourself, right? In trading, we get hard on ourselves. In building this business, we get hard on ourselves. Why? That's the worst thing you can do. That's the worst thing that you can do as a leader, is getting hard on yourself, right? You need to have the emotions of love, of gratitude, of knowing it's already done, right? I talked about believing. It's like, is you walking it out as if it's already done. That's the proof. That's the physical proof today, right? Of knowing that it's already done. I'm walking it as if it's already done. And that's through being excited, being fired up, right? So I think I went over a little bit of 20 minutes, but I hope you guys definitely got some value, right? Don't just be an MDC, have MDC inside of you. That's how you'll never stop being excited. That's how you'll never stop being fired up. And that's how you will attract the right people into your life, right? Don't just, just pray. That's the last thing I'll say. Just pray every day to God. Hey, God, just put the right people in my business. Put the new successful people in my business. Put the right leaders in my business. That's the prayer, right? And then God will move his pieces. God will put his thing together. He'll say, okay, let me bring this person here right in Dunkin' Donuts in front of Anthony and let him see that he's trading and is MetaTrader 4. And then he's going to prospect him. And then Anthony's going to get his information. He's going to get him signed up. And then I'm going to do my magic to serve a lot of people to get people closer to my kingdom. That's it. That's the secret. There's nothing else. That's how it works. But you got to have the faith. That's what we talked about, faith, right? Faith is the substance of things hoped for, evidence of things are not seen. I don't see it right now, but I have my faith that God is working. I have my faith that it's moving. I have my faith that it's already done. So I'm doing my part. I'm fired up. I'm excited. Boom, boom, boom. I'm trading. I'm showing up. I'm taking the alerts. He saw I'm taking the alert. He prospected me. Boom. All right, let's get you started. He got started up last night. I launched it. Boom. Let's get you on this calls. Get on the session with Maddie so you can make money right away. Boom, boom, boom. Done. But you got to get, it starts with working through love, working through excitement, working through energy, working through praising the Lord. I start this call because I don't have enough strength to do these calls at 8 a.m. I'm going to be real. But if I worship, if I get in God's presence, he gives me the strength to keep going. I don't go off of my strength. I don't lean on my understanding, right? I lean on his understanding. I lean on his strength because I don't want mine. Bye, God, goodbye. I want less of me, more of God, more of you. And I know I'll have more of the fruits that he's about to put in my life. Let's go, man. I'm about to go over here and start preaching. But I hope you guys got some good value over here. I got this thing rolling. I got this thing recorded. What we will do is write our goals down. We'll probably just do 5 minutes, but you guys got the memo already, 5-7 minutes. We're going to drop the video. I'm going to make Marianne host real quick. And we'll come back over here and we'll wrap it up with a prayer. And then we can all hop on Asia's session. I know she's about to go on live, I believe, here in just a few. So let's write down our goals, right? Our goal is Marianne's going to drop it on the chat box. Anna's going to drop it on the chat box. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am a brand new 10K affiliate in MDC. The goal doesn't change. Address doesn't change. What we change is the amount of people that we show the business to. That's it right there. Goal never changes. What changes is the amount of people we show the business to so we can get closer to that goal, right? So 10K is the goal for August. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm a brand new 10K affiliate in MDC by August 31st, 2023. Thank you, God. I believe it's done. If one of you guys can drop it on the chat box, right? If you guys can drop that goal so everybody can write that down. And what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to write that goal 10 times repeatedly. 10 times. I'm so happy and grateful now. So we're going to take the 10 minutes, 5, 7, 10 minutes to go ahead and drop these goals down. And we're going to go ahead and rock and roll. We're going to write down our goal 10 times, just how I said it. If somebody can drop it on the chat box so everybody has it. And we'll wrap it up with a prayer here in just a few more minutes. All right, guys. So write down the goal 10 times. We're going to go ahead and put the video is, should I, oh, let me make and host, and we should be good to go. All right. So we're going to put this video on here real quick, and then we're going to drop this. We're going to write down the goal for 10 minutes, guys, for 10 minutes. All right. Let's go. Repeatedly.
On a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis.
Write those goals
I'm
down.
so
Let's
happy
go.
and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources.
All right. We're gonna go ahead and wrap up here, guys. Hope everybody enjoyed today's call. We're gonna wrap up with a prayer here, and that way we can go off throughout our day. What I am gonna say, guys, is Ascend Miami is coming very soon. I think it's so September, October. I think we have 2 months for Ascend Miami. What you guys want to do is you guys want to get your tickets, guys. Get your tickets for Ascend Miami. Buy them. It's only, I think, $199. We even came out with a payment plan, right? We now have a payment plan that's available where you guys can, I think, pay $100 and then $100 next month. So take advantage of the payment plan, guys, and get started. Get started. Go ahead and lock into Ascend. Get your tickets to Ascend Miami, the convention that's going to be taking place. Guys, I'm telling you, that's going to be the start of many great things that are going to come into fruition here in My Daily Choice. You guys don't want to miss it. You can't afford to miss it. It's more expensive to not go than to go, right? Like, you guys cannot afford to miss this event. Like, I'm telling you guys right now, I've seen what events happen in people's lives. You know, they just come out different. They come out fired up and they come out excited. That's why so many people are attracted to people when they come out of events. I'm telling you, that's the secret in building this business from event to event. So guys, let's wrap up with a prayer and we're out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed today's call, but let's give the glory and let's give the thanks to our God that is so, so great. So Father God, we come and pray to you in your name. We thank you for everything that you're doing right here in the Wake Up and Ascend calls every single morning. You give us and all of the leaders to the strength to be here on these calls. Thank you for providing such a beautiful platform to rise up as leaders, as we know that there are leaders that are needed in this world, right? With everything that's going on, with all the craziness, all the news, there's just so much going on out there. And people need us, Lord. People do need us. People need us to increase their finances. People need us to help them with their health. People need us to save money. But I think what above all they really need us for is to bring them closer to you, Lord, in this lost world, in this world where there's a lot of deception, Lord. I think it's just so beautiful to use us, Lord. That's our prayer here today. Use us to recruit, yes, for My Daily Choice, but also to recruit for your kingdom, Lord, to bring people closer to your word, the truth, to bring people closer to your love, the only love that is here on earth and in heaven, and to bring people closer to your presence, Lord. There's just nothing greater. There's nothing above all that. And use us as vessels to impact people in their health, in their finances, in their income. Help us become master recruiters for you, Lord. That's the prayer right there. And through My Daily Choice, when people feel the love, when people are in the presence of love, they're going to be given you, Lord. They're going to be given the presence of God. And that's just the beautiful thing about here. Yes, we can max out this comp plan, but we want to max out your kingdom, Lord. We want to max out your kingdom. So use us, Lord. Utilize us as your leaders. Rise us up as leaders. Help us help other people wake up and ascend as you multiply these calls, but you also multiply the fruits in our life, Lord. As servants, leaders, as we are so grateful to be here today. And in Jesus' name, in your name we pray. In Yahushua Christ we pray. Amen. Let's go. Hope you guys are fired up. Hope you guys are excited. I'll drop the recordings for you guys. Watch yesterday's call, please. It's gonna kind of coincide with today's call because that way you can utilize it to grow your business. But love you guys, appreciate you guys. Let's rock and roll. And let's this is the goal here for today, guys. Let's get everybody on the leaderboard, on the MDC leaderboard for the month of August. That's what it is, not for today, but for the month of August. I want to see Sai on the leaderboard. I want to see Marianne and Rich on the leaderboard. I want to see Jalen on the leaderboard. I want to say Judy on the leaderboard. I pray for that, Lord. Shannon on the leaderboard. Tay on the leaderboard. Tanya, Tonita, Tracy, Blue Phoenix 111. and Anna Paulina. Let's go. Appreciate you guys. Let's get on the leaderboard. Let's impact people's lives. And I will see you guys on the next call. Let's go.